Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to talk about actually something very important. And notice there are some confusing some people, and it is when to use mirror or pattern a body versus a component. And so instead of going into a lot of theories, words, I would rather actually show it to you. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have here kind of started building a table. So I have the plate, and then I have the right side here. Now, and this right side here, it's going to be like a flip. It's going to be goes up and down, and pretty simple. And then later on, I'm gonna mirror it to the other side. But I decided that I want to put some screws all around this face here. And so let's start and see how it works. Now, as you can see here, so I have the component here for the mid plate, and then I have another component for the right side, and then here, this is going to be a subcomponent. Sorry for my just a second. Screws. Here we go. No, not yet. Now, okay, sorry. So this is going to be a subcomponent, and inside it's going to be all the screws. Now, why I'm doing it like this, in a moment you're going to see. So let's start. So I want to pattern this screw here all over this face here and this face here as well. Also to the other side. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go into the pattern, and I'm going to choose pattern on path. Now, just make sure that it's on the pattern type, obviously body, and then object. I'm going to select the body from here. It's just much easier. And then path, I'm going to choose this one here. I'm just going to leverage the edge from the center plate. Now I'm gonna drag it to the distance that I want, and then I'm just gonna add some screws here. And right here it says identical, which is fine and right now, and click OK. I just changed it to actually path direction. So now we're happy and we have all the different bodies, and that's okay. This is what usually, for example, I would do, most people would do, because it's the same screw and it's going to be rigid to this plate. So no reason to create component out of them for each of them. And so, but now let's just say, okay, as I said, I want to, pattern them also around this face here and all the way to the other side. So I'm going to just double click on the pattern on the timeline here, and I'm going to go to the path, hit the control, and add this one as well. So now I can go and continue in this all the way to the other side. I'm just going to add here, I don't know, maybe 10 screws. Let's just see here. And yeah. Now I want you to look at something. It's very important. See what happened. I'll show you how you can fix it. So we have the screws all around here, as you can see. But if you notice here, they're not really aligning as I expected, around this round shape here, round face. And in order to fix this, you can see it also pretty clear over here. See them, they're sticking out. So in order to fix this, we're just going to go to the edit feature again. It is correctly path direction. What we're going to do is we're going to change the start point. And by the way, the start point here, the numbers is actually percentage from the total distance. Okay, just so you know. Hopefully they're going to change it. So I'm going to move it to the start point of the first screw that I've added in. I've put it in, and I'm going to hit OK, and voila, it fixed it. Okay, so now all the screws, they are aligning perfectly on around this round surface here. Good. So now we have all our bodies, but let's see what's going to happen if I'm going to try to move this component up and down. Now, as you can see, the bodies, they're not connected to this piece here. And as you know, in order to connect or join objects, there must be a component. Join doesn't work on bodies, only on components. So how can we fix this? So it's actually pretty simple. In order to do this, we're just going to go to the bodies. I'm going to start selecting those screws that are going to be on this on the right side, the right plate. Then I'm going to right click on them and then create components from bodies. When it's done, I'm going to select them again, all the components, and then I'm gonna drag it to the top component here, which is our subcomponent, because you want them to be in the same level as the first one, okay? Not inside it. It's not good. So now we turn them into a component, okay? But still, they're not going to move anywhere, okay? So we need to join them together with this one. So it's pretty easy. We're going into the Assemble menu, and then we're going to create a rigid group. Because first they're going to be rigid, they're not going to move anywhere. They're going to be rigid to this plate. Only the plate is going to move. So, and in order to put a rigid, more than two components together, use the rigid group instead of to, again, go back and forth. So we select this one here, and then we can select them from here, from the browser. Select all the components, the screws here, and click OK. And now you can see here, they are moving together. So this is basically, you know, the initial different, if you are thinking about, what should I use? Should I use it as a component, or should I just mirror it as a body, or what? So it depends on the situation. If it's like this, when you have two separate, you know, components, one component, it is going to move or position differently in a way that you cannot use pattern or mirror the body. Then you're gonna turn that into a component, okay? Or copy the, or in general, copy the whole component itself and then position it to the right place, or use actually the joint. It's much better. But if it's just, you know, it's going to be rigid to another component and everything, it looks the same, so no reason to create component out of it. You just, you know, mirror or pattern the body, okay? So if I want, I just can continue it to the other side. Now from this point now, what I can do is I can mirror now all of this to the other side. And let's see what's happened when I do that. So I'm going to the mirror. Now I'm actually in the root component. I'm going to mirror both this one and this one. So I'm going to go here to the top, mirror. What we want component. Which component do we want? I want this one. And by the way, if you want, you can create another, for example, a component inside. And this one you can call it, give it a specific name, so you know these screws, they belong to under this X component, okay? You can call it, create a new, for example, a component, call it right plate screws, and then put all of them together or inside it. It's gonna create much, you know, good structure in your design. It'll be much easier to find also the different pieces. When, you know, in some point it starts to get larger and larger. So I'm going to select the right side, and then I'm going to select each of these components, and then I'm going to select the mirror plane. Now, this is not the mirror plane that I want. It should come over here. It's not the one either. So in this case, I'm going to have to create a plane here in the middle. And actually I'm kind of surprised that I've created in one side and not in the center, but it's okay, it can happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just activate this center here, and I'm gonna go into the mid plane, and then I'm gonna select this face here and this face on the other side. Now I cannot reach it, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna left click a few seconds, and then it's gonna give me a few options. Which face do you want? Okay, so I'm gonna select this one. This is the face that I want, and here we go. I created myself a new mid plane. So now I can actually go back and I can do the exact same thing. Mirror, change it to components, and we select this one here, and then the rest you can select them from here. It's much easier from the browser. And then the mirror, and then we go over here and then click OK, and here we go. So now we actually, you know, mirrored everything, as you can see also here. Okay, and they are actually here at they're placed because we were in the root component. So all the other components, they also been created in the root, under the root component. So you can just move them around, which is why I said it would be a good idea in this kind of situation to start really building a nice tree and a nice structure in your browser, because this is a little bit messy right now. So you will want to put all the screws under the sub component here, and create a specific another component here, and put everything inside, really structure it. So you can use the subcomponents as folders as well in order to structure it. Okay, and yeah, and basically this is it. As you can see, it is quite simple and easy. I hope it's going to help you now to understand when to mirror or pattern a body, and when to mirror or pattern a component. It's not that difficult, but if you have any question, and you're not quite sure, just let me know. You can send me a private message or ask in the comments, and I'm gonna do my best to help you. Okay, so I hope now you understand the difference and when to use when. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget the thumbs up, and yeah, have fun designing. Bye bye.